When a seller wishes to hire a real estate agent to represent the sale of their property, there are several documents that will have to be signed prior to listing the property for sale in the market. I'm going to review those documents with you right now. The main document is the exclusive right to sell agreement, and this is basically the agreement between the seller and the real estate company to represent the sale of their home. And on this document, it talks about where's the property located, who is the real estate company that they're hiring to represent them, what is the list price that has been agreed upon to list the property for sale, when will the property become available to occupancy, meaning the possession date. Sometimes sellers know, okay, we could take possession by a certain date, or it could be to be determined, meaning like we'll wait and see when we get offers. So that would go in here as far as what the possession date potentially could be, and then the commission and compensation is structured right here. So what is the fee that the seller and the agent have agreed to? If the property is sold, that the agent will be paid, that is put here. What this section has to do is if the property does not sell during the term, meaning the list date and the expiration date, and say it's on the market for 6 months and it expires, it comes off the market and the contract ends, but agent brings an offer on the property from a certain buyer, there's a certain protection period that's built into the listing agreement to protect for those buyers that came during the term of the agreement. So what is that term, whether it's a certain amount of months, days, what have you, that is put in here. Now, if the seller was to list the property with a different real estate company, that is null and void. So, but if the property does not relist and come back on the market, those buyers would be protected for a certain period of time, whatever it was agreed upon. Then it talks about who the relationship is. So the agent and the company, and how are they acting? Seller's agent and a disclosed dual agent. Are they only acting as a seller's agent? Are they a transaction broker? And then this would be signed by the agent as well as the seller. And this section has to do with cooperative compensation, as far as if the seller is offering cooperative compensation, and what is the amount of cooperative compensation being offered, meaning to a buyer's agent or a transaction broker. Cooperative compensation is not required. However, if you do decide to offer cooperative compensation, meaning we're going to offer out a commission to agents in the market to bring us their buyers. So instead of the buyer paying their agent, you might incentivize and say, I'm willing to offer a certain amount to buyer's agent or transaction broker. And then this document here talks about cooperative compensation, and it is the agreement as far as how much is being offered out in a cooperative compensation capacity to a buyer's agent or a transaction broker. And that's all. This other document will be signed. All these documents will be linked down below for you to review. So this page talks about cooperative compensation. This page, the New Jersey Attorney General letter, has to do with discrimination in real estate practices, and this is required to be signed by the seller and the seller's agent as well. Has to do with housing discrimination laws, and so that's all outlined here, and this is reviewed and signed by the seller and their agent. And then finally, there's the property description form. I only have 2 examples here for condominium and also for one-family home, but these forms also exist for multifamily home, commercial properties, vacant land. But it's basically the basics about the property: where it's located, how many bedrooms, baths, taxes, monthly maintenance fee if it's a condo, square footage, what's included in the sale, what's excluded if the seller is specifically excluding anything, the features of the property, that can be checked off. All of these items get uploaded into the multiple listing service. So if something was missed, it could easily be added. But we get the basics here provided by the seller for their property. On the one-family home, very similar to the condominium document, except there's no maintenance fee because it's single-family homes don't have maintenance fees. But you'll have all that information. Is a sign being added to the property? Some sellers choose not to have a sign, some do. Lead paint form, which I'll discuss in a future video. That's a separate disclosure form. So all these documents have to be signed by the seller and the seller's agent prior to listing the home for sale. These are basically the listing agreement documents. I'll link them all down below. If you have any further questions, you can reach out to me anytime at walter@livingonthehudson.com or at 347-448-3766. Have a great day.